Hey everyone, and welcome to another Minecraft tutorial. I've been messing around with some redstone stuff, and I wanted to show you two things in this video. One, my minor improvements to ilmango's Sugarcane Farm, that's beside me, well, I suppose it's beside me, and then also tea flip-flops. I think I might have found it on my own. There's probably people out there who know about this, but I thought I'd make a video so that we can all enjoy its redstone magic. So let's go. So basically, I was looking at some videos from Mumbo Jumbo, and this design is a Mumbo Jumbo design, kind of. I mean, it's around a corner, but he did it slightly differently. Whenever you push this, it causes a one-tick pulse, and this redstone block gets pulled, which creates a T flip-flop, or an on-off switch using a button. Now, we've already got these, which are T flip-flops, kind of. But if you attach them to a observer and a piston, you get a T flip-flop like this for only 3 blocks, and a lever, so I suppose 4 blocks. And this is also 5 blocks. So I've reduced the number of blocks you need by 1. And obviously we don't need the light, that's just to demonstrate that the T flip-flop is working, but it works downwards with a redstone block, outwards, and of course sideways. And it's pretty neat. I like it a lot. It's a really simple way of doing it. Now of course the reason why you want to do it like this and not just grabbing a button and a piston is that you can't actually do that without the observer. So if I set this up and do this, we put our redstone lamp on top of this redstone block so that we can see it, and if I attach if I put a little lever here, it is a T flip-flop, but not as we want it, because it still keeps this extended, which means we don't have as many options for what we want to do. We can't power this piston again and have something else power it, so you can have 2 inputs on one T flip-flop. It's very much based around this lever, and this lever gets removed, it pulls it out. Now yes, if this lever gets removed, it does cause it to fire, but when you put it back, it's fine. But it's independent of, it's not dependent on the lever being here really in order to move. It won't spit out the block, but this will every time, and it's really, really tiny. Now the great thing about this is you don't need to have the lever on the front here. You can actually choose to get a bit of redstone dust. I'm going to grab some from this mechanism here. You can put a bit of redstone dust in front of it, and it works the same way. You could put a little, like that. Let me get rid of this. And we don't need that. But as you can see, you can do that, which means you can hide this behind a wall, put a block right here, so we'll grab one of these, put this sandstone block here, put this lever right here, and it still functions. So you can have this little beauty right here causing the lovely update. Now if you use a button, this doesn't work. It needs to be a lever for this kind of T flip-flop. But for most people, that's actually going to be really useful, because this is a tiny T flip-flop, especially if you're short on resources. This is 1, 2, 3 blocks. It's not even, that's 9 redstone. You need a piece of redstone for that. You need some redstone for that, but that's really not very much. You could probably get it out of 2 or 3 blocks if you're lucky. You need an observer, which means you need to go to the nether, and you need slime balls, which means you need to have met at least a few slimes. But it is really tiny and doesn't require very much resources at all. So that's the T flip-flop. And I discovered that while messing around with this. This is ilmango's Sugarcane Farm. Noise warning. If I flip this lever, it makes a lot of noise. The noise is loud. And this causes the... Thank you. And this causes the sugarcane to get updated a lot faster than it normally would. And every 16 times, it should spit out 1. By chance. Sometimes it does 2 because it is actually just a variable and not defined like counting out 16, but it will give you that. Now the issue that I had with ilmango's design is I'm pretty early on and I don't have a full sorting system, so I don't want this to run all the time, plus it's noisy. So what I did is I changed the circuit just a little bit and I added some features. I'm actually going to get rid of my facade here so you can see what I've done behind the scenes. We're going to break these blocks here. None of these blocks actually matter. But what I've done is I've taken that flip-flop and I've installed it on the front here, but I've also added this comparator, which meant moving some stuff around. Originally in the design, ilmango had a water source, just trapped in some blocks, but I've actually trapped it in a stair, which still is enough for the sugarcane not to pop off. Be careful though, this block and the block on the other side need to be here in order for... Let's make it day. Alright, now that I've fixed the daylight cycle, this waterlogged stair needs to be here because sugarcane needs water next to it to actually grow, and if you don't have sugarcane next to it, it will eventually pop off. But this waterlogged stair, which just makes this just a nice compact little design, it needs blocks on either side, otherwise it pours water everywhere and ruins all the redstone. So don't forget to put a full block on either side of the stair if you are using this modified design. Now yes, I'm actually using this backwards because he had this was the front for him, you know, so you could have the chest here and the thing there. You could do the same thing if you wanted to, but essentially the waterlogged block makes this just, pardon me, a little bit easier. So this kind of enabled me to do a few things. One, I've got the ability to pull an output from this hopper. Now you can pull an output from a hopper through a block, which is lucky because I didn't really want this right here, but this now reads whenever this has some items in it. But if I just had one redstone and then the beginning of the circuit to turn it on and off, it would turn on and off whenever something passed through the hopper. So instead, what I've done is I've just given it a bit of length. Now on the adventure that I'm on, and those videos are coming to YouTube soon, where, well, I'm not going to reveal what it is right now, but you can check it out on my channel if you want to check it out. I needed a circuit that would stop harvesting when my chests were full. Now I've got 2 chests. I've actually got room for 2 double chests because I don't have my lever rather, in the middle here. But it's just, I thought it was a nice aesthetic thing. You can see this doesn't affect the redstone. You can keep it nice and close. And it causes this block to spit out. And whenever this redstone line gets a signal, it causes this redstone torch to go off, which causes this piston to retract this block, which turns off the whole machine. Now if I want to turn the machine back on, I can pull that lever, or the machine can turn itself off by taking a readout from this. Now this redstone line is 1, 2, 3, 4 redstone long. On my adventure that I'm on right now, you can check out my channel once again, I've got 8, which means it kind of fills this hopper about halfway. You don't want the full 15 because sugarcane grows on its own, and you want to be able to capture it. And by having a little bit of space in the hopper, it means you're less likely to have entities hanging out here, and that could cause lag if you're on a server and in a single player world as well, I guess. So this is a 2-part system. This is full off, and this is full on, but now the system will stop when the hopper right in front of the sugarcane is semi-full. And we can demonstrate this because I've been running it for a little bit. We've got some sugarcane in here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a block that we don't care about, like this one. I'm going to go back inside this chest, and I'm going to... Oh, that's not going to work. I need full... Where is it? Need to go here. We need blocks. It doesn't really matter what it is. This will do. No. There we go. That's what I want. So we've got 64 blocks of that. I'm going to fill this chest with this so that the hopper fills. And then we're going to grab that and that, and I think it's that. There we go, that should do the trick. I think that's all I need. So I've filled this chest, which means no more of the sugarcane will go inside. Now if I put this here, and this here, I think that's just about enough that when I turn this lever, the whole system stays off. Because it has detected that the chest is full. I mean, it's not, but we can't put any more sugarcane in there. And that the hopper is semi-full, but not full. So if we get down to 1 stack, it's still going to harvest. So loud. It's still going to harvest until it's done. Until it's semi-full. The reason, again, why it needs to be semi-full is because this machine... Oh, it stopped. Look at that. We can find out exactly how many for this amount of redstone it does. So on this one, it's a stack plus 5, and it'll stop, giving it space for about 4 stacks minus 5, obviously, which is great because that's going to take a while for this lovely block update detector to harvest this sugarcane. It's a really cool little farm, and I know he made one that was tileable, but if you're in a single-player world, you really don't need more than this, because I think it does like 1,400 sugarcane an hour or something crazy. So you don't need much. The issue with the way I've set up the switch here is you can't expand the storage very easily. That could be a problem, but this switch doesn't need to be here. As long as you've got your redstone block touching this redstone line and then disappearing from it, you can have your on-off switch like I have. You're going to need something like that. I suppose you could also do a block that gets pushed to here with a repeater here, and then you can have like your input be there, and that could also be the same idea. You didn't need to have the block push out, but I was really happy that I found this not this T flip-flop, that's not the T flip-flop, this one here, this lovely 3-block T flip-flop. And again, I hope that you find any of this useful whatsoever, because I've kind of rambled. Thanks for watching though, I really appreciate it. And if you like this sort of jazz, I'm going to be doing more Redstone videos and, of course, my adventure on YouTube. And if you hit the subscribe button, yeah, it's that. Well, that's what I'm going to call it from now on. If you hit the subscribe button, dear. If you hit the subscribe button, you will get all of the videos that I make about Redstone and improving other things. And I'd like to thank the makers of the original inspirations for both of these objects, ilmango for his amazing sugarcane farm that works in 1.14, and of course Mumbo Jumbo just in general, because I learnt redstone from him and I'm kind of thankful. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time on the internet, because that's where we're watching this. We're on the internet, everybody. Bye.